Graham, you talked a little bit about there, everything being brand new. We also talked about, you mentioned that you expect it to be, as it tends to be with new running back teams and new system teams, to rely on the running backs a little bit and help the quarterback get in rhythm. I'll be honest with you, I don't know much about the new head coach Culley. What are you excited about? What do you know of him, and how do you expect him to try and change the culture there in the Texans?
Well, I think wherever he's been really well respected, and I know that gets thrown about the league quite a lot with personnel. But I really do believe that, and I think Mark Ingram has vouched deeply for that in his early pressers when he was first brought over to the Texans. I don't think he was just brought in as I actually think he was brought in as like a method of keeping Deshaun Watson maybe in Houston, because I think the two of them are quite friendly, so I believe. But I think it was also maybe Culley respected what he could do as a player, and he was like one of the guys that Culley wanted in because he knew he's a good locker room guy. He's also got a good work ethic, and as you touched on earlier, Dara, he can pound the rock. So, what else do you want behind your interim QB or whatever? It's not the first choice guy, but it's the guy who's going to start. So, so I think Culley could bring a lot. He just comes in every presser I've watched. He obviously ticks the boxes and checks the X's and everything, but I'm willing to give him a chance. A lot of people have like kind of written him down a bit, but hell, I want to see what his record's going to be after a bad season. So, and how they bounce back from that. So let's just get on and get going with it.
Yeah, and since he did come from the Ravens as well, and it makes sense why he has more. Why he's loaded up the running back position with the Ravens sort of style of offense that they run at the moment. And now, obviously, the Tyrod is nowhere near comparable to Lamar and his running style, but you get more running backs there. You can, like how Ingram and Gus Edwards were, and even what's the other running back's name there in
Dobbins.
Baltimore?
Dobbins,
that's it. Yeah. So then you have that three-prong attack now in Houston as well with Lindsey, Ingram, and whether it be Johnson or I believe that they signed Rex Burkhead there just the last couple of days as well. But yeah, so it will be interesting to see. Like, obviously, first-time head coach David Culley, and new GM as well, Nick Caserio too, and they put up definitely a strong front, and they've tried their best to make a team this offseason. I think over 30 players signed in free agency alone. By far, obviously, the Patriots got all the attention for all their moves they made in week one, but the Texans have done a lot of work to sort of make a team, at least a competing team for this coming season.
Yeah, they've signed up a lot of people in, I think, areas that they found were maybe lacking from last season. They're wanting competition in OTAs and training camp and everything, and that's really what's the big factor here. Nick's striving for competition, and he's going to find, he's looking for maybe diamonds in the rough with some of these guys. There's a broad schema how the experience and everyone he's been bringing in. It's not just like free agents from the draft or whatever. It's guys who have seen a bit of play time, and I think I've seen a quote from one of the linebackers saying that they're learning all three linebacking positions. That's the kind of drive. They're wanting these guys interchangeable at any of the linebacker positions. It's not just a case of you've got an outside linebacker or inside linebacker. They're wanting them to be able to do everything. I think they've even moved Greenard up into defensive line. So they're shifting guys about from their positions as well. So that all stems from having a fresh canvas, fresh coaching ideas. They're not pinholing anyone and pigeonholing people into one or particular role. So yeah, it should be good. I think actually the Texans were trying to beat, was it Carroll's record for the number of people he signed? Did he not, like when he went to the Seahawks, he had like 300 transactions in the first week or something? Was he not going bananas?
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
Yeah. So I think,
and it wasn't working until he drafted someone in the third round called Russell Wilson.
Russell quarterback. Yes,
Russell quarterback.
He could change his name to that.
Yeah.
Graham, you have a long list to pick from. Who is your favorite signing? Who were you most excited to see them get?
You know what? We've already spoken about it, but I genuinely can't wait to see what Mark Ingram does in that lineup. You know, I just like just throughout the whole team, just what he brings, the energy he brings into the building. Because I'm assuming that guy just does not turn off.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, that's the kind of guys I know he's an older guy and that, but you need these kind of personalities in the locker room, because you've just lost big locker room guys. You know,
yeah.
I think Hop, this 2 seasons ago, he had a huge locker room presence. JJ Watt's obviously got a huge city presence. So you're needing people to come in and fill that up. So yeah.
I think you're dead right as well. And I think another thing that he brings is you get that 2-for-1, right? He becomes that very experienced glue in the locker room, as you said. And that hype also translates onto the field. He's one of these, I don't care how bad the season's gone, we're going to drag ourselves to the finish line and we're going to keep going, which might be very important in literally a long season this season for some of these guys on the new team. And especially given, obviously, Mills, the quarterback that got drafted, he's going to be brand new rookie. I don't remember the other guy that they brought in, Jeff Driscoll, was it? He's kind of a
Jeff Driscoll. He
career.
I think Ryan, was it Finchley?
Finley.
Yeah, he got cut. Yeah,
they're going to be
after the time, Jeff.
Most likely a backup role, and then, as you mentioned, Tyrod Taylor, who's not known as a big rah-rah guy in the huddle. So I think you're dead right. I think Mark Ingram might be a linchpin of this team for this season, definitely.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Yeah,
he sort of reminds me of that. You know, he reminds me of like a Brandon Graham type for the Eagles. You know, he's full of talk on the pitch. You know, he tries to get into opponents' heads, and you know it works. You know, anytime you hear Brandon Graham's going to be on a mic'd up episode, you're always looking forward to it. You're always looking forward to it. And then it's the same with Mark Ingram when he was on mic'd up. You're always looking forward because he's one of those that will always talk, and he'll always either try and encourage his team or he'll try to get into the heads of the opposition.
Yeah.
Dara, I've been trying to get you mic'd up on the pitch for years now.
No, there's too much beeping going on upstairs. On the
way too much cursing.
F that.
Yeah. Way too much cursing. Well, to be fair now, Fionn, I think you'd be kind of all right at it too, but you'd be kind of just inspirational quotes too many times, you know? It's like you've been...
We don't play training bingo for nothing with Fionn, because he says the same things, probably 6 or 7 different things, 3 hours every Sunday.
You guys have the attention span of a goldfish. If you don't repeat everything every time, everyone forgets what they're doing and walks away.
Even when you do repeat it, everybody forgets and walks away anyway.